Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Gal True Crime. As of January 14th, 2025, Marissa Carmichael has been missing for a year. In a recent interview with Dateline, Marissa's mother, Sarah, said, "Every morning when you wake up, it's the same. Here goes another day of not knowing. What kind of phone call am I going to get today? Am I going to get bad news? Am I going to get good news?" Sarah's daughter, 25-year-old Marissa Carmichael, has been missing since January 14th, 2024. Marissa's sister, Emma, says it's very hard not having her. It's just a hole in your heart and nothing will help it. The last time Marissa's family saw her, it was around 8:30 p.m. on January 13th, and she was getting ready to go out. Sarah recalls, "I was asleep on the couch and she laid down on the couch with me. She was supposed to go to work that night, and I woke briefly and I said, well, you're not ready for work and it's a little early." Marissa told her mother that she had plans before starting her shift at the Waffle House. Sarah says that she said, "I'm going to go to the Mexican restaurant across the street and get a drink before work." And it turns out Marissa had called out of work earlier that day and made plans to go to a club with a friend instead. Sarah or Emma recalled she told her sister Emma about her plans, but did not tell her mother. Emma says, "I asked her, are you sure you want to go out? Don't you have work?" And Marissa said, "Well, it's fine. Don't tell mom because I don't want her to worry about me." Marissa left the High Point, North Carolina home that she and her 5 children shared with her mother and sister around 9 p.m., and she never came home. According to the family, a cousin drove Marissa and her friend to a club called 117 Sofa Bar and Lounge, which was at 117 North Green Street in Greensboro, North Carolina, which was just about a 30-minute drive from her home. The cousin dropped them off and then left. Marissa's mother and sister say they reviewed her Facebook messages from that night and believe that Marissa left the club around 2 a.m. with a male acquaintance who met her at the club around that time. They believe the pair went to an Airbnb less than 2 miles away. At 3:40 a.m., Marissa called 911 from the Exxon at 801 East Market Street in Greensboro, saying that she had been robbed. Marissa said in the 911 call, which was obtained by Dateline, quote, "I don't know where I am in Greensboro. I just got all my stuff threw out the car. He took off with my phone. I have no clue where I'm at," end quote. Marissa in the call did not name the person who robbed her. When Guilford Metro dispatched police at 4:19 a.m. to check on Miss Carmichael's welfare, an officer arrived at 4:21 a.m. and discovered that she had left the immediate area. And this is according to Annette Ayers, who is the Greensboro Police Department Public Information Officer, and she wrote this in an email to Dateline. She goes on to say, quote, "In surveillance footage obtained by police, Miss Carmichael was seen getting into a vehicle and leaving the gas station," end quote. This footage is not being publicly released by the Greensboro Police Department. POI Ayers told Dateline, quote, "Detectives have identified and interviewed the driver of that vehicle, who is currently considered a witness in the case." Sarah reported her daughter missing later that day on January 14th after she woke up and Marissa was not home. Sarah says, "I instantly had a bad feeling. She would never let us go, worrying or wondering where she was at for longer than a few hours." Searches for Marissa began shortly afterward. Our detectives have conducted more than a dozen interviews to date, obtained surveillance footage from Miss Carmichael's last known location, and explored numerous leads that resulted in area searches. And this was from the Greensboro PD, shared this in a February 2024 Facebook post. They also went on to say, quote, "We also are using technology and other resources to help identify any additional leads," end quote. Public information officer Ayers told Dayline that Marissa, quote, not being home with her children and not having any contact with her family is out of character for her, end quote. Over the past 14 months, Marissa's friends and family have searched for her relentlessly. Sarah, her mom, says we've lived in creeks, around lakes and rivers, abandoned houses, boarding houses, motels, several motels, wooded areas, abandoned buildings. We've went all over High Point, Greensboro, Archdale. We've covered a lot of ground, but we are just missing something. Sarah has done her own sleuthing as well. She says, quote, I was at the Airbnb going through the dumpsters, looking all around the property. I was at the Exxon. I was knocking on neighbors' doors, asking them if they had the camera on their bell, passing out flyers. I hit the ground. One of the hardest challenges for Sarah has been explaining to her 5 grandchildren, ages 5 to 10, why their mother isn't home. Sarah says, with the youngest ones, we just say that she's lost and we're looking for her. The older ones, they've gotten on the internet and they have seen people's opinions. They've seen people saying that she is gone. Whether they can understand it or not, however, Sarah says that it is an impossible thing to explain regardless. Sarah says, I don't know what to say to them. I just tell them I'm looking, and Nana's working on a lot of projects, and I'm not giving up, and I have a lot of people looking for mommy. I think they kind of understand that she could maybe not be coming back, but they have not grasped it. They still think we can find mommy and get her home. Marissa's kids have moved in with their father, who her family says has been an active part of the searches. Sarah says he's been really strong through it, but I've seen him in a lot of pain from missing Marissa. Since her sister vanished, Emma has given birth to our first child, which is a girl. She says, it was really hard for me being pregnant without her. I wasn't there to ask her questions like, what's this, or is this normal? And she was not there for the delivery, and that really killed me too. Marissa's family just wants to bring her home. They told Dateline her life was just beginning. Sarah says she was going to finally get her own house. She had big plans. The Greensboro Police Department says that Marissa's case remains an active investigation, and they encourage anyone with information about her disappearance to come forward. No bit of information is too small. Marissa is 5'4" and 260 pounds. She has brown eyes and black hair. She has a tattoo of a heart on her face and a butterfly tattoo near her eye. She was last seen wearing a white Tweety Bird t-shirt, blue jeans, and yellow sneakers. And the picture you see on the slide is from surveillance video from the gas station the night that she went missing. And she will be 26 years old today. So if you have any information, once again, no bit of information is too small. Please call the Greensboro Police Department at 336-373-2222. You can also contact the Greensboro Guilford Crime Stoppers to share tips anonymously at 336-373-1000. You can also download the mobile P3 Tips app for Apple or Android phones to submit a mobile tip, or you can go to p3tips.com to submit a tip. All tips to Crime Stoppers are anonymous. You can help bring more awareness to Sarah's story by hitting the like button. Please leave a comment below. But the most important thing you can do is share this video anywhere and everywhere you can so that Marissa's name, her face, her story stays out there. Hopefully she can be brought home safely. Her mother and her children, her family need answers. They need her to be brought home. If you'd like to learn more about the missing and unsolved cold cases, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.